Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, September 21st, 2012. There was a strong earthquake that rattled Christchurch, New Zealand several hours ago. It was a shallow quake. It was a magnitude 4.30 only, but because it was only 7 miles deep, it was a real sharp jolt. It was about 9 miles east of Christchurch. It was reported to have been felt by over 1,000 people. There have been no reports of any damage or injuries. Of course, Christchurch was basically leveled by an earthquake back on February 22nd of last year. As we've been suspecting, Japan's insurers are facing tens of billions of yen in claims for damage inflicted on companies by protesters in China. This is from the head of a Japanese insurance industry group called Yoshi Karasawa. He's the chairman of the General Insurance Association of Japan. He said this is negatively affecting relations between Japan and China. He said there is concern that economic activities of Japanese companies there will be affected. He said that he's monitoring the situation carefully because media reports are saying the Chinese government might cover part of the compensation payments. Good luck with that. Chinese yesterday said that they were considering using their debt that they hold of Japan's national currency as economic warfare against them. And they also said they were preparing to cut off the export of rare earth minerals to them. I can't believe that they would consider compensating Japanese companies for lost productivity. In not unexpected news, Marsh the big broker, announced that Dan Glaser, the current COO, is going to replace the current CEO, Brian Duperreault, at the end of the year. Mr. Glaser will have very big shoes to fill. Mr. Duperreault effectively pulled a rabbit out of the hat when he came from ACE and took over Marsh back in January of '08. The company had been under intense pressure from then Attorney General Eliot Spitzer, and Mr. Duperreault has turned that company around. Good luck to Mr. Glaser. There's been another refinery fire in Venezuela. It began Wednesday night when the 146,000 barrel a day El Palito refinery was struck by lightning, causing the starting of 2 fires at 2 different naphtha tanks. The first tank has been put out. The second tank, according to none other than President Hugo Chavez, should be extinguished today. The incident revived painful memories of last month's disaster at the Amway plant, which burned for several days and killed 42 people. BlackBerry said that it has resolved an outage affecting its users in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, interrupting service for customers on the very day that Apple is releasing its iPhone 5. The outage brought up unpleasant memories of difficulties that BlackBerry faced last year when a glitch caused power outages to about 70 million BlackBerry users globally. While the Pakistan government thought they had gotten a jump on things, they scheduled a national holiday today in order to allow people to protest against the film supposedly denigrating the Prophet Muhammad. This is the same film that has caused the deaths of about 31 people so far, including the American ambassador to Libya. Thousands and thousands of people appeared in various urban centers in Pakistan to protest the film. In Karachi, things got out of hand because the protesters began to set a movie theater on fire. It's not known whether people were in the movie theater, but the police intervened and started firing into the crowd. At least one person is confirmed dead. There's a study that came out from the Insurance Intellectual Capital Initiative that actually is quite interesting. It says that an increasing trend from bundling insurance risk across multiple territories is reducing transparency and increasing the exposure of reinsurers to surprise financial shocks. The report says it believes that reinsurers are risk carriers, not risk traders, and should not allow their deep knowledge and judgment to be challenged by an over-reliance on models. The report said that complex portfolio modeling generates bundled multi-territory products that are remote from the primary risk. They said it's absolutely imperative that reinsurers adopt extreme caution in how they embrace the increasing complexity and global connectivity of the reinsurance market. Translation, models sometimes will run exposure to risks on several continents grouped together so the reinsurance underwriter can make a determination. The idea of looking at an individual risk on a granular basis is increasingly becoming lost. Pranak Masojeda, the chief executive officer of Hiscox, one of the sponsors of the report, said that the banking sector has demonstrated what happens when traders become too detached from the risks that they take on. The report sends a clear message, Bronick said, to the reinsurance sector that we can't allow a dependence on models to cloud the picture when it comes to evaluating the real risk being underwritten. From your lips to God's ears, Bronick, that's about the best advice I've heard today. Well, if you've ever been in Switzerland, you've noticed those ubiquitous clocks that are dotted throughout all of the Swiss railway stations. Well, you might see them somewhere else. They're on some of the Apple products, specifically the iOS 6 operating system used by iPhone and iPad mobile devices. Well, the Swiss National Railway has noticed that, and they've accused Apple of stealing the look of their station clocks for their operating system. Both designs have a round clock face with black indicators except for the second hand, which is in red. A Swiss railway spokesman said that they're proud that Apple chose to copy their 68-year design, but they said that Apple hadn't asked for permission before they copied it. The Swiss railway system will seek an amicable agreement and compensation from Apple. Apple hasn't said anything. They've offered no comment. Of course, Apple is well known for being very, very aggressive in going after companies who they believe are infringing on their own patents. We'll see what happens with this one. Have a very good weekend. We'll see you Monday.